first recognize the President of the Lions Club, St. Vincent South, Lion Jose Davy, the General Manager of our sponsor, Flo, Mr. Wayne Hull. I want to also recognize the members of the media who are here this morning and invite you to follow this brief presentation in respect to the Lions Club South Flo annual secondary school public speaking competition. Today we are ready to update the general public as to where we are in respect to public speaking 2016. Over the last 26 or so years, the Lions Club South had undertaken the responsibility to organize in collaboration with the Ministry of Education and sponsor from Cable and Wireless to Lime, now to Flo. Same difference. We are here together again to undertake this very important event on the calendar. This year, you will recognize that we are once again a little late in respect to when we normally host the preliminaries. The plan normally is for us to have the preliminaries in the very early October and to have the finals for the National Independence time. Unfortunately, with the storm and some other internal challenges, we were unable to have the preliminaries as we normally do. So tomorrow, Tuesday, the 11th, we will have the first of 4 preliminaries taking place at the French's house. Tomorrow you will also see something different than the previous years. What we are going to do is to have on Tuesday between 1 and 4 o'clock we will have the 2 zones, zone 1 and 2, competing, and then on Wednesday we will have zone 3 and 4. Normally we have 1 zone for a different day. It normally runs Tuesday to Friday. This time we are running 2 zones on one afternoon and the next 2 zones on the other, to give the students as much time as they need to prepare for the finals. So what we are here today about is to just update you, the members of the public, and to give an opportunity to our loyal sponsor, Flo, in respect to their contribution and for them to share with you how important it is for this kind of partnership. So without any further ado, let me invite first our president, and let me say a little bit about our president. The Lions Club South is around for 37 or so years, and this is the first year we have the pleasure of having a female being at the helm. So we are very happy to have someone who has now broken the glass ceiling in respect to the Lions Club family in South to become president. So Lion Jose Davy, a medical doctor by profession, is now leading this esteemed organization. So let me invite her to make some remarks as we prepare to have public speaking 2016. Lion Jose.
Thank you, Lion Jr., chairperson of the public speaking competition, Mr. Wayne Hull, members of the media, staff of Flo. Thank you all for being here. Lewis Carroll said, "One of the deepest secrets of life is that what's really worth doing is what we do for others." And this statement totally embodies what we believe in Lions Club. Some 99 years ago, a businessman from Chicago named Melvin Jones, he founded this worthy organization. In 2016, some 1.4 million members later, in 210 countries, we are here to serve. So we are not a lodge, as some people think. Our organization is geared at serving the public. Youth and leadership development remains one of our major issues, among others such as site conservation, health issues. Whenever there's a disaster, we're always there internationally to help. And today, with cable and wireless, Lime, Flow, and I think your next name is going to be Davies Communication. That might bring you some good luck. We are here to thank you for your 26 years of marriage to us. It's been like a marriage would be, some ups and downs, but mostly ups. But one thing has remained constant. You are devoted to this competition as much as we are, and we thank you for that. So, I came here for 3 reasons only. First is to express my gratitude to Mr. Hull and his organization. The second reason is to urge the public to help and to support all of the students who are going to participate and to come out in your numbers to support this competition. And lastly, I came for your money. I thank you.
I will, if you notice, I didn't give you much of an overview when I did my welcome. I will do that after we hear from our sponsor, just to give you all the details in respect to the topics and how things will happen over the next 2 days. So at this time, let us welcome Mr. Wayne Hull for our platinum sponsor, our main sponsor in respect to this competition.
Alright, so thank you very much, Junior. So let me as well sort of express my congratulations to Lion Dr. Davy for shattering that glass ceiling, and we're seeing quite a few glass ceilings being shattered by women in this world. So that's a positive thing for the Lions Club. Alright, so Flo is once again very proud to partner with the Lions Club South for the 2016 Schools Public Speaking Competition. And as expressed before, this has been a 25 plus years partnership with the Lions Club to host this event annually, and we expect that this will continue in the foreseeable future. I believe from our standpoint, we consider this event to be a national flagship event that is one of the best tools that is used for the holistic development of students across St. Vincent and the Grenadines. As well, from our company, we see the school's public speaking competition as something that is in line with our strategic goal and what we call our mission to positively transform St. Vincent and the Grenadines, which is the community in which we operate. So this year, our support to the Lions Club, the participating schools and the students will see us providing financial sponsorships, will provide prizes, along with 2-year scholarships to the top 3 winners of the competition. Just to give a bit more detail, we'll also give prizes which will come in the form of a smartphone with Flow 4G mobile data service to each and every finalist of the competition for this year. In terms of the scholarship, the 3rd place position would get a $500 scholarship annually for 2 years. The 2nd place would receive $1,000 annually for the same 2 years, and the 1st place will receive a $1,600 scholarship for 2 years as well, and that is in line with our scholarship program that we give to all of our students through the other formats as to how they attain those scholarships. In addition to that, for the winning school, Flo would also contribute $3,000 towards a school development project. I think last year winners are still to collect their prize, so we'll encourage them to come up with their development project so that because we are happy to support the schools and the winners in that venture. So we do hope these prizes will drive the highest quality and performance by all participants and the schools who are taking part in the competition this year. In addition to that, though, as technology leaders, we want to encourage the use of the internet, and with Flow being the only full-service telecommunications provider in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we want to assist the Lions Club to broadcast and communicate this competition from the preliminary stages right up to the finals across all of our platforms. So we are giving that proposal to you for you to use and use all of our marketing channels to push and notify the public. Because importantly, I think that the public speaking competition is also a form of adding some benefit to the general public, to help them lift their game as they comment and make their assessments on various social issues. I think from my view of the competition for the last couple of years, I think this would help people to channel their ideas and comment in a proper format and sort of take us to a better place. Alright, so we're excited about this year's competition, and I think with the compelling topics that will be debated, we expect the competition to generate some positive interest. So I just want to wish each and every student and school participating in this year's event every success. Alright, so thank you and do have a good morning.
I'd like to give you an overview. So I'm pleased to have WFM at this time, so you will get a bit more of the details as to what will take place over the next month or so. The competition this year will see, from up to this morning, I think we could confirm 18 schools participating. This is a very good showing. In St. Vincent, I think we have 26 or so secondary schools. We have 18. The highest we ever had was 22. So we are not at the top yet, as over the years. But we have 18 schools up to this morning confirming their participation. The other schools who didn't decide to participate probably has enough going for them. They do not wish to have the $3,000 project funding that the company Flow is making available to them. So they're probably well off. But as I indicated earlier on, the two zones will be presenting on their topic tomorrow from 1 o'clock at the French's house in Kingston. That will be carried live on television as well as on one of our radio stations, and we have had this partnership with WFM over the years. So WFM once again will be bringing it live, so those who are at home can follow, and their television will also be bringing coverage as well. The two zones tomorrow, we will begin with Zone 1 at 1 o'clock, and we will be hearing from the St. Vincent Girls High School, the Bishop's College Kingston, Dr. J.P. Eustace Memorial, and the Union Island Secondary School. Those are the four schools that have confirmed participation in Zone 1, and they will be speaking on this topic. Let me just quote the topic here. The response to the proliferation of mosquito-borne illnesses should not be confined to public policy, as this impacts the country's productivity. So I know you wouldn't, I will make sure you get the exact wording before, because it's quite a mouthful. The response to the proliferation of mosquito-borne illnesses should not be confined to public policy, as this impacts the country's productivity. Basically, we know over the recent past the problems we had with chikungunya, and now we have with Zika and so on. So we want to bring out this issue. Following that zone's presentation on this topic, those four schools, will then go straight into the second zone, which will be the St. Vincent Grammar School, the Beckway Community High School, the Beckway Seventh-day Adventist Secondary School, and the West St. George Secondary School. So those 4 schools will then come forward to speak on their main topic. Let me just read this. This is even longer. Given the sporting and athletics ability of many Vincentians, greater public and private investments should be made in developing policies and providing the infrastructure to support the honing of their skills to make them more competitive regionally and internationally. That's the topic for the second zone, and the whole thrust for the Lions Club was to highlight what we have seen at the Olympics. So this topic is really to bring out the issues as to our preparedness and our ability to reach that level of sporting prominence. So those 4 schools, as I mentioned, will speak on that topic tomorrow. There will be naturally the impromptu section, which we always look forward to, and then we'll close for tomorrow. On Wednesday at 1 o'clock, again at the French's house, we will have the Zone 3 beginning at 1 o'clock, where we will hear from the St. Joseph's Convent Mariacor, Mountain View Seventh-day Adventist Academy, the Georgetown Secondary School, the Adelphi Secondary School, and the North Union Secondary School. So those 5 schools will speak on this topic on Wednesday from 1 o'clock. And the topic is sleep deprivation, lack of focus, and decreased productivity are some of the results of children becoming addicted to their gadgets or electronic devices. Are there reasons for concern? So this topic has to do with the implications of people hooking on too closely to their gadgets, their phones and whatever technology devices they have, and how that can affect them. So that's the topic for those 5 schools in Zone 3. And the final zone, which will continue on Wednesday following the Zone 3, would be, we'll be hearing from the St. Martin's Secondary School, the Central Leeward Secondary School, Trumaka Secondary, Pittibodell Secondary, and the Thomas Saunders Secondary. So those 5 schools now will speak on this topic. Investors to this country in the tourism infrastructure ought to take into consideration the protection of the environment and preserving the rights of all Vincentians to have unfettered access to all beaches and as part of the development plan. Let me repeat this. Investors to this country in the tourism infrastructure ought to take into consideration the protection of the environment and preserving the rights of all Vincentians to have unfettered access to all beaches as part of the development plan. So this topic, as you would recognize, has to do with the access to public beaches, etc., etc. So those are the 4 topics. Those are the 18 schools that have confirmed their participation, and as indicated, we will begin on Tuesday at 1 o'clock at the French's house. We already confirmed the 3 judges who will be judging the preliminaries, and on Wednesday following the presentation we will announce the 6 finalists. So there will be 6 finalists. They are not going to be selected based on zones. They are just 6, the top 6 across the 4 zones, and they will then participate in the finals. This year we are planning to have the finals on the 17th of November at the Methodist Church Hall. We are giving the students as much time as possible. So the topic for the finals will be given to the students Wednesday following the the announcement of the 6 finalists, we will contact them and inform them of the topic so they could begin to prepare themselves. This is an important event, as we heard earlier on, and we are inviting the entire nation to support us, to pay attention to it. The public speaking, the young people have always been given leadership on the intellectual discourse on these subject matters, and we look forward to this year. The finals, as we all are aware, will include not just the main topic, which they will speak for 10 minutes on. There is also a 5-minute presentation on a topic that the students choose to speak on, and then there will be the impromptu. We also will be using the opportunity to highlight some of the work of the Lions Club as well as the work of the sponsor, and we look forward to being a part of your homes on that night of the finals. And I would like to invite all of us to follow the competition, invite you from the media to share the information as much as possible, and let's have a very good 2016 edition of the secondary school public speaking. At this time, I would invite the CEO to make his presentation. I'm giving you all kind of title today. I'm giving you general manager, CEO, but
all
country manager,
all in the same
responsibility.